that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
You are what you watch.
Hello, my name is Tambuatco. Welcome to the program. In the last 2 weeks and for the next 4 weeks, right before the elections, I've taken the opportunity to maximize by using the first 10 minutes of the show to actually talk to you, to ask for your vote. Now, I'm talking to those especially that have relatives and most especially those that reside and are registered to vote in Muntinlupa. My name's Tambuatco and I'm running for Congress. Now, it's not enough that I ask you for a mandate. I-Englishin ko po itong programa nito kasi last week tinagalog ko and the week before tinagalog ko. Ngayon, Englishin ko naman ng konti para malaman. Uh, I ask for the mandate. I ask for you to vote me for Congress, not because I heed or need and require the power, the authority. I require none of those. I am running and putting my hat into the ring, so to speak, simply because, well, the many years I've been a broadcast journalist, I've been very critical of a lot of things. Now I intend to put myself into the politics, but simply because I have an agenda, which is more than what I can say for most other people, a legislative agenda. I'm not running for an administrative position. Sa mga mayor po yan, vice mayor, and even to a certain extent, the councilors. Congress is a representation of the people of a specific district, just like the party list groups, that require a vision somewhat to legislate for legislation. You cannot be a legislator and sit back like many of what we call the silent majority. We see this in the Senate, and we see this in Congress. I represent in Muntinlupa the Angkapatiran Party. Diretsuhan po, we are against dynasty. Alam mo, there is no such thing as success for families and dynasties who turn into oligarchies and eventually monopolies that have succeeded. I think in this preceding show, they will be explaining to you one of those areas that have rotted away for the last 2 to 3 decades simply because one family has sat there and ruled. There is no such thing as a good dynasty. I present myself as an option. I have the competence, the know-how, and most of all, I have an agenda, which I will explain to you. In Kapatiran, I too, I'm against the RH bill. We are against gun, the openness of guns, like in America, the big problem. We are for gun control. We abide by the church. We are very close with the church, and we believe there is a Catholic vote at kayo po yun. You are the Catholic vote. I don't believe that the Catholics in a country like the Philippines is diminishing as Catholics. Tayo po lahat mga Katoliko. Now for my agenda. In Muntinlupa, 8 out of the 9 barangays that we have are all exposed to Laguna de Bay. Yung tubigan po dyan ay napakaganda kung tutuusin mo. It has history, it has culture. Laguna de Bay ang tawag pa nga po dyan. Kaya lang, every year, napipinsala lahat na nakatira, mga malapit, or maybe up to 30 meters in. Hindi lang Muntinlupa, no? Kasama na dyan, Candelaria, Binangonan, Taguig, Parañaque, Muntinlupa, going down to Laguna. Ang kaawa-awa po dyan, there is loss of life, and there is continuing destruction to property. When the floodwaters rise in the Muntinlupa area, it takes a minimum of 3 months, up to 6 months before the water resides. Architect June Palafox, together with a number of engineers, have described Laguna de Bay. They've described, I thought I was going for a break. I thought it was 10 minutes. It's not. Let me continue. Laguna de Bay is like a basin. Parang inodoro po na walang sewer. Walang lumalabas. Kaya nangyayari, pag dumadami ang tubig, ang flood water, nangyayari, pataas lang ang tubig. Now, of course, there is siltation. Ang tawag po dyan, yung dumi, the sand, the erosion from the mountains, from the Binangonan side, Candelaria side coming down. In the old days, about 2 decades ago, it was 10 meters to 12 meters deep. Today, it's 2.5 meters and getting more shallow. It does not get deeper. What happens is the water and the flood waters come, it eats into the land, which is why what we require in Muntinlupa is a spillway. It's like the spillway on the other end of Laguna de Bay, which is in Caliraya. But because they have a business model there, because the business model being it's a water reservoir, they're able to maintain and sustain the spillway that empties into Laguna de Bay. Now let's look in the northern portion. Sa may Marikina, it's called the Mangahan Spillway or Floodwater Spillway. Ang nangyayari dyan, the waters that come from the north, Marikina and more so in the north, as they come down, naiipon po at nasasubdivide. One that goes to the Pasig River, like a letter Y, and the other one which empties into Laguna de Bay. Some people think that Laguna de Bay, pwede lumabas yung tubig pag napuno na sa Manggahang Spillway. Hindi po pwede yun. Ito po ang Manggahang Spillway, ganito po yung taas ng Caliraya, ito po ang Laguna de Bay. So makikita nyo, hindi pwede umakit ang tubig ulit at lumabas. Pagbaba ng tubig dito, it gets stuck here, it gets accumulated. What it does is it eats up into the shorelines all over the whole Laguna de Bay. Ideally, there's a spillway, and the shortest distance of that spillway should be Manila Bay. Kung itong Laguna de Bay, ito yung Mangahan Spillway, ang Manila Bay mas mababa. So dapat may spillway mula dito pababa. Now, that'll be all right if all we had to do was build a spillway. Ang tawag dyan, political will. But can we actually trust this government and the past governments, all since the birth of the Republic? It has not been addressed. And the problem is not whether we're going to fix Laguna de Bay. It is when we're going to do it. If it's going to cost 10 billion to 20 billion today, it's going to cost 40 and 80 billion tomorrow. But eventually, we're still going to do it because Laguna de Bay cannot exist where it is. I propose a measure to address Laguna de Bay. I propose to set up, to fund, pero yung funding nito po hindi local government. Build, operate, own. Parang yung Skyway, parang NLEX, parang SLEX. To get foreign funding for a 25-year loan, which I don't intend to ask government. We will build a Skyway on the water, hindi po sa lupa. Pag ginawa natin sa lupa, nako, bibili na naman yan, land appropriation and whatnot. That's going to delay that project, just like the China Railway. I propose to build 10, 15 meters into the water. Skyway po ng mga 2-3 stories high. Naiikot, circumferential, umiikot yan. That will come back again. And that's the whole idea. And then puro ramp on, ramp off. You can have a ramp in Muntinlupa, one in Parañaque, another one in Taguig, another one in Pagsanghan, and all the towns and cities in Laguna. That's why, should you allow me and you give me that mandate, the first thing I would do is create the association of all the congressmen doon po sa paligid ng Laguna de Bay. That way, we will get the political will, an association that will present to the president an authority to build on the water, but not to use that money of the government. We bring this in with foreign investment, we build it, and the business model is the toll. It's already working because the NLEX, the SLEX, the SETEX, and soon, and even the Skyway now, have all the records that show the density of traffic that build up over the years. The payback is clear. It won't even make 25 years. So, if we address this, we will once beautify again Laguna de Bay, revive it, and you might even enjoy this. Take out the fish pens. How? Because we will dredge the bay to get the filling materials to use for the cement and the steel that will go into the road building to set up this this skyway. Now, when we get that supplier, that financer, that capitalist that will fund the project, we will require them as term of reference to build a spillway. This time, this will go through Sucat straight down to Manila Bay. Ang tawag po dyan, the shortest distance between 2 points. We'll build it on the government road, and the project capitalist, the funder, will build this because it's the only way to sustain their investment for the next decade or so. Laguna de Bay is a perennial problem that will not go away. It will just keep coming year after year. I know, because I keep submitting year after year to donations for 3 months to 6 months. It has to stop. Do we need one more life that be lost? I ask for your vote. Think wisely. At least I have a presentation and an agenda. I have something I can do for you. My name's Harry Tambuatco. On the ballot, it's number 5. Maraming salamat po.